Hello, friends. Got some changes I'm experimenting with here. Just for fun, I'm going to use this headset and see if the sound improves. Sound to me is really important. Sound carries vibration and frequency very powerfully. And I know that some of you are very much aware of this. And so I'm not really too concerned with looks. I know it doesn't improve my appearance, but if it improves your experience, all the better. Now, the other experimenting I'm doing here is for a lark. I have thousands of journals, most of them not available electronically, even to me, because for many years I was a purist, and the joy of writing was very much a part of the journaling experience. It has nothing to do with speed as you go into heart. A lot of us want to type because we can type faster. I'm a very fast typist. Back in the day when I used it regularly in the work environment, I was over 100 words a minute. Not comfortably, comfortably in the 60 to 80 range, I guess, or 90. Anyway, it has nothing to do with speed. Once we enter into heart, we shift out of both time and space. And so that whole speed issue is a time-space thing. And so there's no concern with the inspiration flowing so fast you can't take it down. That's a mental thing anyway. So I have all of these journals, and I'm not looking at those, the bulk of them, for what I'm posting these days. What I've been posting for the last year is just what has been written since I went electronic. And so I have files, text files, that go back into '09. Before then, I was just, insistent on handwriting. All right. I've gone back to '09, and the day is 9/11. And the formats, everything's different. I really had to do some work. I wasn't numbering them first, second, third, fourth, to get the flow right and all that kind of thing. And so I've done that work, which comforts me then as I go to make the video recording. Someday I just feel that it will be relevant. What was the order of the flow of the journals? And this to just make it more organized and easier to work with as a database. All right, so forgive me here. I was a databaser, okay? In my working years, I was a technical analyst, and I just delighted in writing queries. I wasn't one that could create the databases, but I was fairly masterful at working with them, querying them. I just loved it when somebody would say, oh, that can't be done. And I would quietly go to my little cubicle and take on the challenge, and it was fun. Anyway, excuse me, I'm just wandering, aren't I? All right, so as we go back to 9/11 in '09, you're going to see the difference. And I really like to encourage journalers. I like to encourage people to record the flow as you're inspired to. Don't force yourself, but as you're inspired to. And I thought that sharing from back here, even though it's only a year and a half or so ago, it might be handy. We're changing so fast now that it's only getting ready to gear up, and everything will be getting 20 times faster, if you will, 20 times more compressed, according to the understanding of the Mayan calendar that Carl Kalaman shares. And Like I've said before, he is one whose basic understanding was approved of by Wandering Wolf. And that doesn't mean every detail the man says is approved by the Mayan community. I have some big problems with it because they're basing their understanding on the typical understanding of evolution, and that is just not how it happened. But nobody's got a monopoly, a corner on truth. I haven't found a single teacher or speaker on anything whose total understanding of life and reality I agree with, or I find to resonate with truth, with my heart. And so you get where you take what you can from someone and you just set aside that which doesn't work for you, and that's fine. All right, so that was a rather long introduction. Let's find out what the first journal says, and you'll see me back in my the intensity of my sun gazing practice. It's called Viewing Sunset, Sunrise, Internal Changes Arising. And this was journaled at 1:24 a.m. on that day, so it deserves the title of first of the day. Sleep will not come, but inspiration does. Some reading in Marciniak's book, Path of Empowerment, is powerful. The text is so pregnant with light and deep meaning that it must be devoured and chewed over in small chunks. Excellent. We are to be readers of frequency. Having been in denial of our abilities for so very long, it seems all are awakening now, coming alive to the possibilities only dreamed of in the days and nights of our darkness. Ah, what delight! Having missed the precious time of sunset for 2 nights running, I set an alarm for 7 p.m. on the computer to assure that doesn't happen again. I was quite surprised, actually, and somewhat taken aback by my initial response 2 nights ago to having missed the sunset. I bawled my eyes out. Yeah, go figure. What was that about? So, tonight, well, last night, technically, I met the sun at the appropriate time, even though the sky was quite clouded over and there was no sun to be seen. It didn't matter, though, for that special feeling was there, that calming, even silencing of the mind, just being still and one with Ra was there. All right, now I'm stepping out here. Don't anybody get any idea that I'm worshiping weird gods or anything. Ra is just a convenient label to put on the sun instead of always saying the sun. And it kind of personalizes it. And I take it as the base for the word radiant, just like Sol is the base for the word solar. So that's all there is to that. But I will say everything's conscious. Mother Earth, the planet, a galaxy is a conscious being you can commune with. So everything is personal on some level. Okay, back to the journal. It is interesting that for however long I have been meeting both sunrise and sunset, enjoying very much staring right into the sun's brilliance, it is only recently that I have realized the sun did not have to be visible for this exercise. It's so silly, really, to consider that just because a few clouds mask the reality beyond them, that one cannot commune with what's there, with Ra. Yet, for so very long, I simply did not go there on overcast or stormy days. Yet, how different things are. I am much more sensitive to the energies somehow. Recently, too, I have begun to make contact with the one I call Ra by going into my heart and finding our oneness within. Before, there was some sense of this being so very distant, far away, creating the need to reach out somehow, which was not always successful. Not so now. There is calm, abiding oneness. The interior silence is such an amazing thing. Though I know that both sunrise and sunset are excellent times for prayer, almost magical in their ability to make contact with God, not Ra as God, but God. Yet I find no desires within to form into prayers at that time, especially at sunset. Just the silence, the quiet union. Interesting. The other thing is, as I look back, I met the sun before from an external pull, an intent set because I had heard of the benefits and blessings possible through sun gazing, and because of knowledge that these times, sunrise and sunset, have been considered sacred and precious down through the millennia. There was no inner pull to this initially, nor was it there for a long time. I had been engaging in this practice for many long months before anything like this began to arise. Yet now, things are so very different. It is almost a part of me. It is so real and such a precious, sacred ritual. It means a lot to me. While there is no outer understanding of what is acting here to produce these changes, it is nice to be the witness of them. They seem perhaps to say something about a practice consistently engaged in by faith and the blessing that can then arise. And parenthetically, I closed with, well, of course, the practice itself must be of light or invocative of the light. Okay, so there's the first journal for that day. Hope it brings blessings. Have a blessed day. A blessed now.